All right, guys, today we are in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to try as many of the new this year only foods as humanly possible. So
as our small itty bitty tummies will handle.
We're going to get fat and we're going to spend a lot of money, and hopefully it's halfway worth it.
Brace yourself.
It's the Indiana State Fair. Brace yourself. Wine and spirits over there. Never had that spot before.
My kind of place.
Yep.
I have to go check that out in a minute.
Indy's #1 vegan food truck. Huh? Hey!
There they are. Soft pretzels.
And soft pretzels.
What if I wanted it hard?
Well, then that would be a foolish thing to do. They're adding bars all over the place in here. There's another one right there.
I'm gonna check that out real quick because I'm thirsty.
Brats and brews. This is where the brachos is one of the specialties this year. The new foods of the State Fair.
It's refreshing. You want to try it? Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade wine slushy, or is it booze slush?
It's wine, but it doesn't taste like wine to me. Does it taste
Very
like wine
sour.
to you?
Fresh cooked pork rinds. Ooh, I'll be getting some of those for the road probably.
I do love pork rinds. That's kind of become my snack in the middle of the day, or some days
Yep.
a lunch if I have a smoothie and pork rinds.
Pizza on a stick over there is where they have crickets and bugs and stuff like that on pizza.
Okay.
I don't want any of it, but I'm just saying they have it.
You don't want to eat a cricket today?
If I thought that us eating crickets on a pizza would get us views, then I would do it, but...
You'd eat it tonight. Sirloin tip fries. Are those the ones?
Yeah. Cheese, sirloin tips, and A1 sauce on fries. Tip fries are $18.
Huh?
Yeah. So this is the spot where we're going to try the pepperoni pizza pretzel, which is one of the new things for this year. It's a pretzel with pizza sauce, mozzarella, pepperoni, and Parmesan. So we'll see how that goes. Are you excited for this?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm hungry. So 2 of the fair things this year that we wanted to try were the pepperoni pizza pretzel, which is a tongue twister of alliteration, and then the s'mores. There's another word with it. I don't remember. What's it called?
Gimme S'more Bourbon Shake.
Gimme S'more Bourbon Shake.
It says it is Hotel Tango Schmallow Toasted Marshmallow Bourbon, Creamy Vanilla Ice Cream, Milk, and Bourbon. blended together and topped with classic s'mores
It only has a
essentials.
shot of liquor in it, so if you're not
A little on the pricey side for
yeah, a little on
one
the
shot.
pricey side. It's $18, but I mean it's a specialty thing, so it's definitely. If it weren't the fair, I would be like, that's overpriced. But you know, it's cute.
You also got
Decorate
a
that.
tiny little wine slush for $12 earlier that
Yes,
was like
everything.
real
It's
small,
like-
so
it
everything's
kind of-
expensive here.
It kind of puts Disney World prices to shame, honestly. The pepperoni pizza pretzel is only $10 though, so that's probably maybe going to end up being the deal of the day. I don't know.
Maybe. It doesn't look nearly as good as we anticipated
The
it looking.
picture did not, like the picture advertisement online did not match, whereas I will say
Kind of like,
Bosco sticks, but on the outside.
Yeah.
But like the shake, I will say, like it's busy in here, and they only had a few people working, and that looks exactly like the picture. So they did a good job matching that.
take a hit.
That's good. The pretzel's really sweet.
So obviously we're going to be eating a lot here and probably drinking some also. If anybody at home wants to play along with this interesting game that we dreamed up the other day, it was watch this video, and anytime either of us say the word good, then you have to take a drink of whatever you're drinking. But don't send us the hospital bills, because my guess is you're going to end up in the ER.
So do I have to try to use other words besides good, or do you want me to use good?
1, hey, 2.
Okay, so that pretzel, you can taste the salt, but it's sweet, and then the pepperoni and the cheese, there's a little bit of sauce. It's not so much that it makes a mess of you. That's really tasty for $10, and that's a good sized pretzel. Decent sized pretzel. That is good. You can taste the bourbon. That's really good. Dang it!
Yeah, 2 of them right there. What does it taste like?
S'mores.
S'mores?
It tastes like s'mores.
Bernie s'mores?
I'm not the biggest fan of s'mores because of the texture. Because when you melt the mallow, because you have to melt the mallow, you have to get it on fire. I know everybody toasts their mallows differently. Some people don't like it at all. Some people like them flaming. I like mine flaming. So it gets the taste of all of that without having to mess with the texture. It's very milky, not very chocolatey. So I'm going to try to I know the decoration is to have the chocolate swirls, but I feel like it makes it not taste as chocolatey as it needs to be.
What do you think? Is it worth the money, and would you get it again?
If you're looking for a fun, fair treat, like to treat yourself, yeah, I would get it again.
If you're looking to get drunk, no dice.
No. Mm-mm. If I could sneak in some of my own bourbon. Don't do that, kids. Okay, so we are in the tap room, which is welcome to all ages, but it is a spot where you can get various drinks. They have beer, wine, and liquor and cocktails. So this year, the specialty beer is the Sun King deep fried Oreo porter. Correct?
Something like that.
I like beer. My stomach does not, so I usually don't get beer. It smells delicious.
Called deep fried sandwich cookie ale, which is just another word for Oreo
They
because
can't say Oreo. So do we have to leave out Oreo?
No. Oreo's not paying us.
I don't. Do you get the deep fried
No.
sandwich? I don't
I get
either.
just a little tiny bit of
good.
chocolate to
It's
it.
good. I taste more chocolate than anything, but I think it's hard to probably, or maybe they didn't even get Oreos to put in there. Maybe it's the
Maybe they're Hydrox.
Kroger brand of sandwich cookies. And then I got the peach bourbon smash because I asked her which one was the most boozy. She said this one because you get less of it, even though it's the same amount of alcohol, it's less juice. So we'll see how I feel about that. I can taste the bourbon. It's good. It just tastes peachy to me. Do you want to try it?
Not particularly.
No? Okay. What about that beer that you got?
Yeah, I'll try the beer.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of craft beer at all.
Nope.
This Busch Light right here on our wrist
bands.
is the ID
Yep.
band. This is my beer.
I
So
will say it's nice when you come to the state fair You only have to get ID'd once, and then you get one of those little bands, and then you don't have to show your ID all the time.
I was sitting here and I started feeling my pockets for my phone, and I was like, oh God, I've lost my phone. And then I'm looking at my phone right now. So, yeah.
Happens all the time.
Grace, this is her third drink of the day. This is my number one, so...
I don't know if I count that milkshake as a drink, because it had a single shot in it.
It costs enough to be a drink, that's for sure. It's a porter. I get chocolate more than I get anything else. Like, I don't get any, like, funnel cake.
Well,
like, in the past, they always had, like, they've had funnel cake. It's been their flavor of the time. Or, like, some other random stuff, and they're always like, we just put, like, a bunch of elephant ears in the vat and let it brew in there. If they put Oreo cookies or Hydroxes or whatever in a vat with these, they should have put more in. It's good drink. It's not anything I would get again. It's not, I'd rather have Busch Light, honestly. But like I said, I'm not a hipster. I don't like craft beer. This stuff, I hate bourbon. So now we'll actually see.
I just think it tastes like peach.
That tastes like Dill Street. Whiskey and Cokes at Dill Street, Ball State University. If you know, you know. You knew the night was wearing down when you got a Whiskey and Coke after the 28 penny pitchers that you'd gone through earlier in the night. This would have been...
Wait, you graduated from 2005 in college?
Yeah.
You're old.
Yeah. Maybe you're young.
Maybe both are true. All right, so we got the side of bologna burnt ends with some pickled onions and pickles. You can get a half pound of this for $15, but we've already eaten like 5 things. Napkins! Here, I can put them under my phone. They look like they're really seasoned, like they got pepper on it. I did get a little smattering of barbecue sauce because we like sauce. It's smoky, tastes like bologna. It's a little on the cold side. So I don't know why that is. It honestly reminds me a lot of beef jerky.
So do you think for the $8 version of it, is it... Whoa. That was some farm implement down there in the Pioneer Village. I don't know what it was, but it was terrifying.
Definitely just get the small, because that's a lot of meat for $8.
I mean, compared to everything else price-wise.
Yeah, seriously, for price-wise, because that's a whole meal. I like it. I like bologna, though. I really just think it tastes like beef jerky. So you probably will like it even.
I found a Busch Light.
Found a Busch Light.
So I'm going to drink for every time she says good now.
I was thinking about getting the specialty cherry limeade thingamajigger, but it's with gin, and I'm not a big gin lady.
Don't do gin.
Yeah, I like these. I would get these again.
All right, so we're on to the next section of our trials. This is the Dirty Dog.
Dirty Dog.
Which is a smoked burnt-end brisket link, hand-dipped in cornmeal batter, deep-fried to a golden brown, and smothered in barbecue sauce.
The barbecue sauce smells delicious.
Trying
really hard to not use that other word.
That steak was good. So good.
Mmm. That might be my best bite of the fair so far.
Oh, yeah.
Yummy.
Yummy.
It's a quality barbecue. This, right next to it, was the lemon drop drizzle. Is that what it's called?
Lemon drop drizzle.
Yeah, I got the name right. But they made these, like, fresh while we were talking to the guy that was working.
It says 5 mini sponge cakes with lemon icing dipped in funnel cake batter, deep fried to a golden brown, dusted with powdered sugar and drizzled with vanilla icing.
They're hot. So can't fork this apart.
Yeah, just pick it up and eat it.
It's really hot.
Well, then we'll wait and you can eat it when it's
I don't
cool.
want to wait. It's a catch-22. That's good. Sorry.
Drink.
It tastes like a lemon cake. So all of the icing is down at the bottom. So it's getting kind of soft.
It's all melted in there.
Mm-hmm. That's delicious. Powdered sugar, really, really sweet. And this is a big amount. Do you remember how much it was?
12 maybe? I don't remember. I don't know.
I thought it was 8.
It might
I don't
have been
remember.
8. At this point, we're just kind of paying money and getting what they give us.
It's expensive. It's the fair. But you don't have to try everything. We're trying it for you. This is probably my favorite dessert of the day, though. So the boozy shake, not worth the money. These lemon bites, worth the money. I don't think they're super lemony. So if you're not the biggest of lemon fans, give it a whirl.
So we're just trying to taste as many things we can, and so that's why we're not both tasting everything, because, I mean, we're tasting it, just not on camera because we don't want it to take forever. Let me eat these real quick and see what I think.
Because this is what you wanted the most, was this
was
dirty
my
dog.
number one, yeah.
Let's see if it's the most one.
Oh, that's good.
I think we saved the best for last today.
So what they've done is they've taken the hot dog out of there and they've made their own sausage out of burnt ends and some other random
Focusing.
things.
Oh well.
So it's crispy, it's chewy, it's meaty, it's smoky, it's sweet, it's everything you could ever want.
I've never had a corn dog with brisket, but
Now you have.
that might
Now,
be the only way I want it from now on.
I mean, I'll still eat every corn dog that anyone hands
I
to
do
me,
love
but
corn dogs.
I'm going to
Get a fresh boy.
just pick up one of these guys and bite it. Bulls.
Probably not as hot as it was when I was eating them.
Yeah, that's delicious. That is definitely worth it. They're super soft. I think they are very lemony. Amazing. I would
Maybe
eat this
I've
again 10 times
worn
out of
down
10.
my lemon senses by drinking so much lemonade and vodka.
Very well could be. But yeah, I would have 10 out of 10. I would eat this every time.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna just show you real quick, just so you know, the contest isn't over yet, but those lemon drop drizzles are the best, one of the best things I've
Amazing.
ever eaten in my entire life,
Yeah, those
let
were
alone at the
delicious.
fair. So we want you to know exactly where to find this place. It is at the Jumbo Corn Dogs Funnel Cakes. It says lemon drop drizzle on the sign. Okay. It's literally right across the street from the DNR building.
In between the Gobble Gobble truck and the King Sweet Tea
Gobble
truck.
Gobble, King Sweet Tea. Get to this place right here. Get those lemon drop drizzles.
And also,
Do it.
the other thing to note is the guy who was working was by far the friendliest person we've interacted with the entire time at the fair as
Yeah.
far as
He
the
was awesome,
servers.
and
Yeah.
we're about to go back over there and tell him how awesome these
Yeah.
were and vote for our favorite thing
Yep.
right now, just so we make sure that we don't forget about it.
Because, yeah, it's the best by far. 10 out of 10.
Do it. All right, so the very last thing that we're going to try for you today is the Italian melt that came from the Dairy Barn. It is provolone and basil pesto on sourdough served with marinara sauce for dipping.
$5.
$5.
From the
Cheapest
Dairy
thing of all
Yeah,
by
so
far
far.
today.
And probably because it doesn't have meat on it.
Yeah. Also, if you go to the Dairy Bar, don't try to order water because the cheerleaders that are working in there will give you grief for it.
They were
I
like,
asked, do you have water? And they were like, nah. I said, do you have anything besides milk? She said, this is the Dairy Bar. He said, yeah, but you have marinara sauce. And she just looked at me. So
this goes with the sandwich,
we walked
you
across.
idiot.
We walked across the way and got a bottle of water.
That first bite, like, there was no taste of pesto at all.
It doesn't look
Just-
great.
It's
so
not very filled to the brim.
probably a reason why it's only $5.
Well, and it was like, literally, we ordered it and they handed it to us, so it's not fresh made.
yeah, it was made
Maybe if it's
months ago.
busier, months ago.
They made it in April. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like pesto
You don't
much
like
to start
pesto?
with, but
Yeah.
it just also just doesn't look good. There's like literally nothing
No
inside of it.
cross-section in there,
It's
yeah.
there's just a little smattering of baby poops and a little bit of mozzarella.
That taste was better because it was heavy on the pesto, but that was like deep in the pocket.
Yeah.
So this middle bite, Brent, you'll probably love it because
No,
it's
I don't
not.
like pesto.
It doesn't taste like pesto though, especially if you dip in this red gold marinara. Then it's not as strong.
Probably not even gonna bother videotaping myself tasting it because I know I'm not gonna
To
like
make a
it.
face like you made sitting exactly where you were sitting and trying my bourbon.
That's right. Exactly.
We just finished up our day at the Indiana State Fair. Boop, 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 boop. I had to take my hair down because every year we come here, we play the Beano game, and you get a hat. You can also get coupons for things.
It's not really much of a game. It's more like a scavenger hunt
Yeah,
for
it's a
children.
scavenger hunt.
But we like to play it because we're kids. All right, let's talk about the food.
Yeah, that's the
That's
main
what we're here for.
attraction. Shut up, Grace. So there are 20 specialties. 30? No, 30.
I don't know. way more than we
We've
got a
been here
chance to
for
eat.
so long.
Yeah, we tried 7 today.
7,
That's what we'll say.
which is a good amount, and that's not even including all the other foods. I mean, there are literally hundreds of different types of food that you can eat.
Still have every food that every other fair in the world has. These are just
plus some extra Indiana specials, but
special for
the
this year.
30 items on the Taste the Fair menu.
The ones that are all like trying to win a prize at the end.
Yeah.
So you vote on what your favorite are.
Yes.
So
And number 7 was the Italian milk from the Dairy Barn.
that sandwich sucked.
It didn't have a lot of pesto on it. I like pesto, he doesn't, and he still didn't like it, and it didn't even have pesto. Like, it just, I'm glad it was
just
only
had no
$5 because I would have been mad if it was more than $5.
It really tastes like a piece of garlic bread. It had no, hardly any cheese, no pesto, no sauce, nothing.
Yep, and no water there. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the Dairy Barn.
Dairy Barn.
And then we had the deep fried sandwich cookie ale. Sun King brewed that, right?
Yeah.
That was-
It was the dark porter beer. It was good-ish. I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with it. It just
No.
didn't have a whole lot of sandwich cookie Oreo taste to it. It just mainly had like a faint little hint
Yeah.
of chocolate, so it mainly tasted like maybe a chocolate porter or stout or something like that, but nothing special at all.
And compared to the rest of the items.
Yeah.
That's why it's number 6 for us.
Yep. Number 5, Grace got the Gimme S'more Bourbon Shake.
It was hard to find,
Yeah.
first of all. It's inside a pavilion
Yeah.
where
else
they
is
had like the
outside,
cans and
essentially.
everything that you can see and the tomato juice shots, but everything else is outside. So we tried to find it for a really long time, finally found it, and then it was $18 for it. You get one shot in
One
it.
shot of bourbon in there.
If you're spending that much on a drink, and I know it's a milkshake also, but I've had boozy milkshakes for cheaper than that had more booze in them. So
That said, it tasted good.
it was good, just for
just-
the price.
I mean, I would much rather pay $8 for it not having any liquor in it whatsoever,
Yes.
and then you can say I had an $8
Agreed.
milkshake.
I would
it was
agree
good,
with that.
but for
Make it half
18,
the price and it goes way up on the list.
Forget that.
Next is the smoked bologna burnt ends. I like them a lot. I thought it tasted like beef jerky. Brent doesn't like bologna, so that's all he tasted.
I love beef
were
jerky,
good.
but I don't like bologna. I mean, it tasted like,
Get it out of your head.
like
that it's
honestly,
bologna.
to me, they tasted like hot dogs. Like if you leave the hot dog on the grill for like really long time and they get like really charred. That's what it tastes like. It
That's what you
tasted
tasted.
good-ish. It's just not my thing. I would have put it a little lower on the list than she did, but we compromised because she likes it and I don't, so obviously we'll leave it right there. So before that, number 3 was the pepperoni pizza pretzel.
The triple P.
This was the one that we were probably looking the most forward to of everything today.
Because we love pepperoni
It was the
pizza
very
and pretzel.
first thing that we tried, and honestly, if it was made fresh, it probably would have been at least the number 2 thing on the
Yeah.
list, I would think. It just, you could tell it had been sitting for a while. The cheese was kind of like hardened and globby. It wasn't warm at all. The pretzel was good. It was,
It was flavorful.
sweet and salty at the same time.
Each other sweaty.
The pepperoni and the cheese tasted good. It just wasn't exactly what we were expecting. And that was $10
yeah.
also. So
Which, the size of it, I thought it was a good price for
Yeah,
the size.
not
Also
half
with the
bad.
bologna burnt ends, we got it didn't say what size it was. I think it was probably a quarter pound. It was $8. It was huge. It was a lot of meat.
all right, give us the number 2.
Number 2, the dirty dog.
Dirty dog.
Dirty dog. That was yummy.
Yeah,
It
really
was what, a
good.
brisket corn dog?
Yep. They made their own brisket sausage with burnt ends, brisket, all the normal sausagey things rolled up,
All those
stuffed,
things you put in a corn dog.
put in corn dog batter, barbecue sauce on the outside. Very good. It was very smoky. The
And we got
barbecue
it-
sauce was
it was
sweet.
hot when
it
we
was
got
hot.
it, too.
It was delicious. We
it was
loved
a
it,
big deal.
and it would have been number 1 if not for the actual number 1 by 400 miles, as far as I'm concerned. Honestly, I told her this is probably one of the top 5 desserts I've ever had in my entire life.
And you love dessert.
Yeah, not at the
Love it.
fair, not at a restaurant, just period. The lemon drop drizzles.
They were so good. They were so good.
Like
And
little pillowy donuts, lemon flavored,
Lemon
like little
donuts.
beignets. They had cream cheese icing on them and powdered sugar, and
Yeah.
they were amazing. Had we what? Had we gotten those first, I would have just eaten all of them, and then we would have just not made any of the rest of the video.
Right.
So whatever.
But we got to try a lot of things. It was a great day at the fair.
Yep. I've been reading a lot of reviews of people going to the fair, and so I haven't seen a whole lot of videos of people actually going and showing you the stuff. So hopefully this helps somebody out. If you got any questions about anything, hit us for sure. We had a good time. We
had
spent
a
way
good
too
time.
much money.
Way
The
too much
fair is
money.
fun, but it only happens once a year, so we do it once. We get it out of our system.
It's like a little baby staycation, kind of, I
Yeah,
would say. A
staycation.
sweaty staycation.
That's right.
You can bring in your own water bottles. I didn't think that we could because it said online that you couldn't, but I saw a lot of people with them, and then they even had water filling stations. The water was warm in the water filling stations.
They
though.
also have a new rule this year where they're like, you can't bring any bags over 9 by 12 inches, which is like the size of a woman's purse. And then they didn't check anything. Like we brought in our cinch bags that were way bigger than that. We saw people with full-size backpacks. Like
It's hard to know. It's a Wednesday. And
it may be if you show up after
11
work
o'clock,
or on the
maybe. I don't know.
weekend, they may be a lot crazier about it. But bring the stuff with you. Leave it in the car. If you don't have to come back for it, take it with you. Whatevs.
Bring sunscreen, bring water,
Yeah, don't die. Don't drink too much.
bring empty bellies and full wallets.
Yep, everywhere that we saw takes card, but also takes cash as far as we could tell. So either way.
Yeah.
Anyway, like it. Check us out.
Subscribe. Tell your friends.
Laters.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Toodles.